On this episode of Zero Accountability, we have this from Film Buzzer. Pixar says fans need to stop complaining about the lack of new original stories. Elio was a massive flop. Actually, it's funny, they say that it's not the worst Pixar movie of all time. It apparently beat Outlet no Outs oh man, what's it called? Onward. That's what it is. I'm sorry, I had a blank there moment. Yeah, it just beat Onward. Onward was released during COVID with like a limited time window, and theaters weren't really open, and people really weren't going to theaters when it came out. Onward, I thought that was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it very much. So, if you beat a movie that wasn't in theaters, that really ain't a win. But back to this quote here. Why are you shaming the fans? Just imagine for a second you're a studio, and your goal is to get me to spend my money on your product. You really think I'm going to do that now? Disney, right now, saying they are in a desperate spot is putting it lightly. Marvel and Star Wars, it's at the brink right now of collapse. Just think about the last couple Marvel movies that came out. Captain America, Thunderbolts, now we got Fantastic Four and Doomsday. Potentially four flops in a row. I had a guy the other day telling me the Thunderbolts didn't flop in the box office. It lost $100 million. Is that not a flop to any normal human being out there? Fantastic Four. I've seen all the trailers. I cannot recall a time where I had less of a reaction watching a trailer. I didn't feel a single solitary thing. There was no moment of any part of that trailer that made me go, oh, well, at least this looks pretty cool. Nothing, nothing, no emotion, no action, no anything like that. Lead into Doomsday, that they say they need to make $2 billion to make a profit. You're telling me they're not in trouble right now? Pixar, you guys have been doing almost everything right for my entire lifetime. Now all of a sudden you're doing everything wrong? Elio, from what I've heard about it, it ain't a gay thing whatsoever. But now all the stuff are coming out about the rewrites. This thing was rewritten a couple times. That's why the budget is hysterically high. This was a gay movie. As they call it online, queer coded. I don't know what that means. I don't care. I don't care to even look that up. But that's what the early drafts and early filmings of this movie was. I heard the test screenings. When they showed this to people, they asked them, hey, raise your hand if you would spend money to see us in theaters. No one did. You have to make original content, and it has to be good. Dare I say, Turning Red, they have done, Pixar has done so many dumb ideas over the past few years. I'm not saying Turning Red was a bad idea. I'm saying that Luca, Turning Red, and Soul, they did not have theater releases. No, no, no. I'm sorry. I hate to correct myself on this. They did have a theater release. Years and years later, they put Luca in theaters for a day. I'm pretty sure they put Soul and Turning Red in theaters for a day as well. What did you expect? What did you expect? It's been years. You had three original movies. I've said Luca is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I think I did everything right. Turning Red, not a bad movie. I enjoyed it very much. Soul would have made money. Soul would have crushed the box office if it got a theater release. Three movies that could have made a boatload of money. You didn't want to release in theaters? But Elio, you did. Elio, it looks like a Disney Plus original. It's not the most pretty looking movie. It's not the most intricate story of all time. There's no reason to go run to the theater. And I've said this before. Disney Plus is the greatest thing to happen to the consumer, but the worst thing to ever happen to the company. Fantastic Four is coming out soon. I ain't seen it in theaters. Thunderbolts. I didn't just see it in theaters. Didn't need to see it at all. Why? It's going to be on Disney Plus in a few months. I can wait. There are very few movies out today that I have to run to the box office to go see. Elio wasn't a movie that I can imagine anyone running to go see. So not only do you have to make original content, you have to make it good. That's the problem with Pixar right now. I remember years ago when what was it called? The Good Dinosaur came out and didn't make money. That was huge news. That was like the first time ever Pixar made a movie that wasn't a massive box office success. Was it a bad movie? No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a little bit dark for a Pixar movie. I thought it was a weird direction they went with it, but I enjoyed it. But yeah, that was the first time they had a big problem in the box office. And now with Disney, it's like breathing to them. Everything they're doing is wrong, stupid, not working, poorly written. You name it. They're just devoid of anything. Right now, they're just throwing up crap at the wall and praying to God some of it sticks. Elio wasn't that movie that's going to make it stick. Elio wasn't that movie that was going to be like The Rise of Gru, where the memers went out there and made this thing a massive success. No one cared of Elio. And it's really weird, though, because I don't know if it's just like the way that marketing works, where it's like, of course, our phones can hear us and everything like that. So then we get, of course, ads and everything like that based upon that. I saw Elio everywhere. Every single streaming service I had, including Roku, when you turn on the TV, it has, I guess, they're promoting some movie or show or something like that, whatever is popular right now. Elio was everywhere for me. I could not stop getting every time we watched something on Disney Plus or Hulu, it was an Elio ad. So I don't know where people are saying, "Oh, I had no idea this movie was coming out." This movie was being promoted in my theater a long time ago. So they spent a ton of money on marketing, and yet so many people online say they had no idea this movie existed. Amazing. So yeah, Pixar, your job is not to just make original content, you have to make good content. And now with Toy Story 5 coming out, who knows what's going to be, if that's going to be good. Incredibles 3, the second one was, it was okay. Wasn't nowhere near as good as the first one? Hell no. Nowhere near as good as the first one. So yeah, that's a company right now, desperate for a win. Are they going to get it anytime soon? I don't know. Why are your budgets so high? Another mystery, money laundering, who knows? But all I can tell you is that Pixar is in a world of trouble right now. But in the end, what do you guys think about that?